everyone, to another exciting episode of our podcast. I'm Duor, your co-host, and I'm excited to bring y'all a special guest today.
And I'm Bo. We're here with the huge basketball fans and players ourselves today, and we're honoring and speaking with Naismith Player of the Year, the McDonald's All-American MVP, Mr. Georgia Basketball, ACC Rookie of the Year, third overall pick in the lottery, and a state championship from South Atlanta. Derrick Favors, how's it going?
Appreciate it. Good, man. I'm happy to be here with y'all, man, and have a little fun with y'all.
We're gonna get some answers out of you today.
Hey. All right, Derrick. Before we get into asking all our questions and stuff, we got to warm things up a little bit. We got a little segment called Fast Break with Favors. We're going to ask you some quick questions. Don't overthink it, man. Just quick responses, all right?
All right.
It's cool with you? All right. For the first question, what are your favorite player shoes to hoop in?
When I was in the league, my favorite shoes were the Derrick Rose shoes and Donovan Mitchell shoes. But that's because I was signed with Adidas.
That makes sense. Yeah. Favorite pregame meal?
Either pasta or a sandwich.
Pasta, that's good right there. All right. If you could bring one NBA teammate to a pickup run back when you were at South Atlanta High School, who would it be?
One NBA player?
Yeah.
Joe Ingles.
Joe Ingles.
That's scary. That's a scary team.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right, now for my questions. Who's the funniest teammate you had while in the league?
That's a good one. Been a lot of funny teammates, but I think the funniest was probably Al Jefferson.
Al Jefferson?
Yeah, y'all probably don't know him.
Big man,
yeah. He from Mississippi, so he country as hell. Played for Boston, Minnesota, Utah, Charlotte, Indiana. Probably one of the most underrated bigs in the NBA history, but, man, he's funny.
All right, so what's the best city for post-game meals, while you're on the road, y'all traveling and stuff? What's
the best city for post-game meals?
Yeah.
Atlanta, Dallas, Houston, New York, L.A., Miami.
What were you getting out there?
It depends, like whatever you want, They all got different flavors.
Friday night.
Good food.
No game, just you in the city, you on the road, you got to go get something to eat.
New York or Miami.
Okay.
New York. It depends on what you want, but one of those two.
What's the best NBA city, while you're on the road? Like, what's just like, it just looks great, it's great people.
I have to say the best city, in my opinion, is probably either Houston or Dallas. In my opinion, yeah.
And what's the worst?
The worst, times have changed. Before, it used to be Oklahoma, but they don't build it up. Memphis is kind of tough. Sacramento used to be tough, but it's gotten better. So I just say those. In the wintertime, Minnesota's cold as hell. So that's a tough city in the winter.
All right, now that you all warmed up, we're going to go ahead and get into our high school segment and start asking you questions about, back when you were here hooping.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so the first question, how did you get started with basketball?
That's a good question. I got started with basketball. I'm going to tell y'all the story. So when I first started playing basketball outside, with my friends and stuff, I didn't have a basketball goal. I had a recycled bin that was on the ground up under the porch where my mom parked her car. So that's how I got started. And the basketball I found it on the street. And it had I don't know, y'all young now, but back then, you found an old basketball that had the little lump.
Oh, yeah.
On the side. Yeah, but that was the only basketball I had. So I played with that basketball, and me and my friends, we'll just play on that recycle bin, just throw it at the recycle bin until one of my homeboys finally got a basketball goal. So that's how I got started, playing on the playground. But playing organized, I got started because, again, them same friends, come out to school every day. We go outside, you know how it is.
Yeah.
But one day, we got home from school. I went over their house, knocked on their door, see they come outside. Their parents was like, yeah, they had basketball practice. And I was like, what? I didn't know what that was. So I went home, begged my mom, and she took me to the gym. And, I met up with my friends, and that's how I got started, playing organized basketball.
Oh, okay.
That's a good story.
All right. So as everybody knows, you're an alumni here at South Atlanta. What are some memories that stick out to you?
About what? Basketball or just being here?
Just
Both.
being here, as a student and being a student athlete here.
Yeah.
I might get in trouble for this, but I'm gonna say it anyway. It's a funny story, man. I told y'all my first interview. So check this out. So my 8th grade year, man, I'm coming to South Atlanta. I'm hyped up or whatever.
Yeah.
So my first couple of days, the first week of school, I'm 9th grader. I think within the first 2 or 3 days, man, it was a big fight, like a riot type of fight. Where people came into school and it was like a big thing, right?
What?
And I'm a freshman. I'm like, the top basketball guy, and I'm like, oh shit. Like, did I come to the right school? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that was my first impression of South Atlanta, but I already knew what type of school it was anyway. But other than that, man, I had a great time here. I was here with a lot of people that I grew up with that knew me throughout the neighborhood. We went to elementary, middle school together. And basketball-wise, this was a school I wanted to go to anyway because I used to look up to Vincent Banks, the other guy that's on the wall in there in the gym. He was a really good player. And that what kind of made me want to come to South Atlanta. And they always had a good basketball program, and, I just came here and wanted to win the state.
How did you stay focused? You were a top athlete while you came here, so and all the things you said, riots and stuff going on. How did you stay focused? I said trying to be a Division I athlete.
Right. I knew what I wanted. I knew what my goal was. I knew I wanted to go to college. I wasn't thinking about the NBA, but I knew I wanted to go to college.
Right.
And I knew that if I got into trouble, whether in the classrooms or just out and about, I'm putting that at jeopardy. So my whole thing was like, man, I'm just gonna lock in, stay focused. I'm gonna try to stay away from certain things, but when you're a young dude, man, you get into stuff, but you just try to stay away from certain things, and I just stay focused that way.
It's really nice, really nice. All right. What do you remember from the game where you shot over DeMarcus Cousins? Could you just tell us about how the atmosphere was?
That game, because there's a picture outside of Coach.
Picture?
Yeah, it's outside. We walk past it every day. It's outside of Coretti.
I'll tell you about that picture, man. No, that was a good game.
What was all the hype?
DeMarcus Cousins was a really good player, but he was good at taking charges. So I got called for a charge that play. Like, he was really good. I hated that about him. He was just really good at that. You know what I'm saying? But I think that game, it was in Alabama. It was on ESPN, actually. I think they beat us. But me and him, man, we've been playing against each other since 8th grade, 9th grade, So he's always been a good, talented big. The way that he played in the NBA was kind of similar to how he played in high school. But yeah, that was a big game. They beat us.
What was the atmosphere like while y'all were playing? Like, was it just a lot of people there? Like, was it really hype?
It was
big rivalry type of game.
It wasn't a rivalry as far as team or whatever. I mean, I think the scouts and the people talking about it made it a rivalry between me and him. But I think it was just me and him just going against each other. You know what I'm saying? It was just us battling each other and just trying to see who was better. But every time we played against each other, it was hype. It was that intense because I didn't want him to outdo me. He didn't want me to outdo him. But we cool. You know what I'm saying? We cool with each other. But with that shot, that was a charge. They called it a charge. I thought it was a block, but they called it a charge.
So what was said after the game? When did he have a good night?
Did you have trash talker,
Oh yeah. I think he might have had like 30 something. I think. I could be wrong. I think I had 40 though. Throw that in there. But no, it was a good game. And after the game, we spoke for a minute, and I think we was like, hey man, I'll see you at the McDonald's game. Right. So it was just, we both knew we was gonna make the McDonald's game anyway. So
all right. So you were a state championship your senior year. You didn't win it 9th grade, 10th grade, and 11th grade. Out of all those 3 teams, which team do you think had the best chance?
Oh man, my 9th, 10th, 11th grade, we lost in the first round. Each time. My 9th grade year, we didn't have a chance to win the state that year. We was good, but we wasn't winning the state. My sophomore year, I don't think that team would have won the state. My junior year, we could have won state. I can't remember what happened in that playoff game. I think we was down there somewhere, and the ref started cheating a little bit, Nah, there you go. But senior year, yeah, we was.
Was there a lot of pressure to win it your senior year, considering
No, I didn't put no pressure on myself. I knew going in that I was going to win it. To be honest with you, and there's no disrespect to anybody. It was just that time, and I knew like around that time for me, especially in the state of Georgia, there was nobody that can contain me, guard me, and I thought we had probably one of the best teams in the state.
Makes sense. Your senior year, you're Gatorade Player of the Year, McDonald's All-American MVP, Mr. Georgia basketball. You're one of the top 5 players in the nation. How did you remain so humble, with all the media and stuff? Just let us know.
I didn't pay attention to it. Like, I grew up, man, when I was at home, I didn't have a computer. I didn't have cable. I had a TV, but I just didn't have cable. So all the hype that, people saw me getting, I didn't really see it or pay attention to it. And, I didn't buy into the noise. I knew they were saying, like, oh, he's the, top 5 guy in the country, number 1 guy in the country, NBA, this, that, and the third. I heard it, but I didn't pay attention to it.
Right. Like, who was your competition? You were a top 5 player. Like,
the other guys in my class?
Yeah.
DeMarcus Cousins, John Wall, Lance Stevenson. Who else y'all might know? I think Kawhi Leonard was in my class. Who else? It was this dude out in California. He from Mississippi, but he was out in California named Renardo Sidney.
Yeah, I heard about him.
Yeah, he was really good. He got into some, situations, but he was really good. Who else? Mason Plumlee, he's still in the league now. I think he was playing with Phoenix. Mason Plumlee. Who else? That's all I can think of right now that I think you guys would know.
That's a nice group of guys.
Yeah, it was tough.
Class right there.
It was tough.
You play AAU basketball with the Atlanta Celtics,
Yep.
Were they called the Celtics at the time?
Yeah, that was Atlanta Celtics.
But yeah, man, like what moment stuck out to you from AAU basketball,
I knew I hated it, to be honest with you.
Why'd you hate AAU?
Man, when you in AAU like I was, I started playing. Well, my first time playing AAU was when I was 10 years old.
Do you remember what team you played for?
Yeah, I was playing for a college sport team. I didn't have no idea what AAU was.
Right.
And this was around the time when I first started playing organized basketball. So I'm playing rec ball. Then the AAU coach come and say, hey, man, I want you to play for my team. I told my mom, and my mom was like, all right. And that was in College Park. So I was doing that. And, once I got with the Celtics, the reason I say why I hated AAU, man, it just took up so much time. When I look back at it, when you're 12, 13, 14 years old, I mean, it works out, but, you're on the road all the time. You playing in these tournaments, and around that time, man, we was playing 5 games in a day. Like, we'll come in Friday, play 1 game. Saturday, man, you might play 3-4 games.
So what was the coaching like back then when you played AAU? Like,
Who, with Coach J?
Yeah, Coach J, whoever was your
all
coach?
your coaches,
Oh, it was a lot more intense.
You met him through AAU, or?
We from the same neighborhood.
Oh,
but,
okay.
yeah, kind of through AAU, because that was the first guy I met with the Celtics. So, but we from the same neighborhood. But the world was different back then. A coach can sit on the sideline and say all kind of crazy shit to you. And, what I'm saying, wasn't nobody like, so it was just different back then. But I think just with AAU, man, it just took so much time. And I think by the time I turned 15 and 16, that's when I started, like, enjoying it. But before, I was like, man, this... Like I said, you might play 1 game Friday, 3-4 games Saturday, 3-4 games Sunday. Come back, do it again next weekend. You know what I'm saying? Come back, do it again next weekend. Then not count the pressure of, the scouts, recruiting services, and, all that kind of crazy stuff. So it was a lot.
So what was the exposure like?
From what age?
Just in AAU.
I mean, it's good exposure. Obviously, you play on the top teams and you want the top players and you go to these good tournaments. There's going to be scouts there. There's going to be recruiters there, all kind of stuff, and your name going to get out. But that's after you reach a certain age. If you're doing that 12, 13 years old, man, you burn yourself out.
Leading up, talking about exposure, when did you pick up your first offer? Could you tell us the feeling, just break it down for us, the experience, what school?
Man, I think my first offer, I don't want to be wrong. I think my first offer came in the 8th grade. I can't remember if it was from a smaller school or if it was from like UGA. I can't remember. It was from one of them schools. But it was around like 8th grade.
Great.
It wasn't like an official offer, but it was like, hey, it's an offer.
Oh.
We're gonna recruit you, but if you say you commit, we good with it.
Did you go on any visits? Like, what was your best visit and your worst?
I went to my visits. I went to UGA, obviously Tech. I'm like right here. NC State. Where else did I go? I think those are 3 visits I took. But everywhere else, especially with AAU back then, I mean, they already told the stories now, but when you go to those tournaments and camps, that's basically recruiting, pretty much. So,
which one do you think was your best visit?
UGA was fun. I'm not like that was probably my best visit. Like UGA was like
they was offering stuff.
Yeah, UGA. I mean, it's its own city out there, and they got a big fan base. And not saying Georgia Tech wasn't fun, but UGA was just different.
It was lit up there.
Yeah.
What was your worst visit?
I didn't have no bad visit. I think they all was pretty solid.
Every visit was good. When did your offers start like rolling in? You pick up one, they start rolling.
Man, back then, bro, like y'all have like emails and stuff now, but back then they used to come in the mail. Mm-hmm. And I remember having multiple shoe boxes just full of like letters.
Right.
Letters, books, handwritten letters, and all kind of stuff, man. I think that started coming around junior year. So I think back then that's when they could start doing it. Was like sophomore going into junior year, so they can really start recruiting you, start calling, start sending letters, start popping up at the school, see you and stuff. So I think around sophomore, junior year.
What coach do you think heavily recruited you the most heavily,
UGA and Georgia Tech. Yeah, they was everywhere, especially Georgia Tech. They was at the games. There was, popping up places. There was, So between UGA and Georgia Tech, that was recruiting me pretty tough.
Okay, so obviously you decided to commit to Georgia Tech. What was the whole experience like? What do you remember?
Georgia Tech, the reason I committed to Georgia Tech, Georgia Tech, like, what, 15 minutes away?
Yeah.
20 minutes away?
Yeah.
And my mom didn't drive on the expressway like that. My grandmother didn't drive at all. And my family was close. So I was like, if I kind of know in my head I'm going to be one and done. So I'm like, I'm going to have this experience. I'm going to just stay right here so they can have the chance to see me, like my friends, family, everybody can see me. I'm like 10, 15 minutes away. And the experience at Georgia Tech was good. It was good. It's a tough school. ACC is always good to play in. It was a kind of a life-changing moment for me because I've never been outside of my element like that until I got to Georgia Tech.
What was your welcome to college moment? Or was it just easy because, you were top 5 in the country?
No, it wasn't easy, man. The hard part was, one was the conditioning. So, and I told Paul Hewitt this when I was on. He was the coach at Georgia Tech, and now he's the scout for the LA Clippers, and I was in LA for a little while. And I spoke to him about it. The hardest part was waking up at 5:30 in the morning. So we had to do 3 type of conditioning things. One of them was in the pool, the other one was basketball, and the other one was track work. So we'll get up at like 5 a.m. Had to be at the track at 5:30. So we'll get up at 5. And man, the track work that we did, that was the first time I ever questioned if I wanted to continue to play basketball. I swear to God. Like I was like, bro, I can't do this shit. Like I can't do this. Like 5:30 in the morning, like we running, not like marathon run. This is like sprint work, like cardio work. You know what I'm saying? Like it was time. Like I forgot the measurements of the whole track, but we'll have to get around the whole track in a certain amount of time. Then we'll have to do half the track in a certain amount of time. Then we'll have to do straight in a certain amount of time. Not one time, but multiple times. That shit was real.
That's ridiculous.
that shit was real. And after that, we had fucking study hall, breakfast, go to class, and after all that, have practice later on, like around 4 or 5 o'clock.
That's crazy work.
Yeah, that shit was real.
Hey.
I was happy to be one and done.
That's a lot right there.
Yeah, you want to go to college, got to be prepared for that. Especially D1.
What was it like playing in the ACC? You played against schools like Duke, UNC, NC State.
Yeah, it was fun because those are schools that you grow up watching. Everybody has a love-hate relationship with Duke. Everybody love Carolina because of Jordan, But ACC always been a tough environment, tough place to play, and I enjoyed it. I had fun.
You played in Cameron Indoor?
Which one is that? Is that Duke?
That Duke.
Yep.
Yeah, what's the hype about, man? Is it?
No, it's hype. Yeah, it's hype, man. When I was there, I forgot what they called it, crazies or whatever they call that shit. It was real. Like them fans like, oh, right up behind you and stuff. Like, that shit is real. And it's definitely a home court advantage for Duke.
Yeah, it's definitely.
Were there any matchups you were waiting for? Like when you got to college, like somebody who you just wanted to play against?
Nah, not on no personal, nah.
Any teams like you favored it? You know, you was like, I can't wait to play against them. You know.
Not really. I mean, I was just enjoying the experience and playing, and I knew I had a goal in mind, so I just attacked it.
You're right. You were ACC All-Freshman, Rookie of the Year, ACC Tournament, first team. Then y'all go to the ACC Tournament, and y'all lost.
Yeah, lost to Duke.
Duke in the ACC Championship.
Yeah, I feel like they cheated us, to be honest. And
What do you remember from that run, though?
When we played Duke in the championship game.
Y'all played North Carolina first.
We played North Carolina, Maryland.
And then UNC State.
Y'all played NC State.
NC State.
Oh, NC State.
Yeah, so I knew we'll beat UNC. Not saying that it was a bad team, but I knew we had their number. We could beat them. Maryland was tough because they had this dude named Grievous Vasquez. He played in the league for a little while, but that year he was, I think he might have been ACC Player of the Year, and he was really good. NC State, we knew we knew we can beat them. And when it got to Duke, I think we all wanted to beat them. And I think it was a point in the game where we was beating them. But then, you know, Coach K got to being Coach K. Things kind of turned. And, you know, refs started calling fouls and holding their whistles with us. And, you know, it is what it is. But it was a good game. You know, that was a good. They won the national championship that year, too. Yeah, they beat Butler when Gordon Hayward missed the half-court shot. So we lost to that Duke team in the ACC.
That was a tough shot. You know, y'all did make it to March Madness, though, you know.
We did,
You know, going into the tournament, y'all were the 10th seed. You know, how was that selection Sunday? Like, you know, did y'all, you know, gather up together, you know, watch it?
We was in the in the hotel, little conference room or something, eating dinner or whatnot, and we was all sitting there watching. And when we seen that we made it, I mean, we knew we'll make it because we made it to the championship game in the ACC tournament. But now we were just seeing like what seed we were going to be and who we was going to play. And we ended up playing Oklahoma State, I think. And we beat them. And then we lost to Ohio State the second round. And they had Evan Turner, and he was National Player of the Year that year. And he went second in the draft.
And just like, tell us what the experience was like playing in, you know, the big dance, you know. You know, y'all made it to the second round, so
it was a great experience, man. It was fun. That's something that you grow up watching on TV during March Madness, and to be actually playing in it and being a part of it, man, that was a great experience.
So when y'all lost to Ohio State, did you cry?
No, I didn't cry. I didn't cry. Like,
you was ready to go to the league.
No, I wouldn't say that, but I didn't cry. I was like, hey, you know, I'm a freshman, so I'm like, hey, we lost.
So, like, after the game, you for sure knew you were going to the draft?
I didn't make my mind up to maybe a couple of weeks, a month later or something. In that moment, I thought about it, you know, but I was like, man, you know.
So
once I saw, like, where I was going to go, like, you know, top 5, I'm like, yeah, I'm out.
So it wasn't like a specific moment in college where you just...
No, I was locked in college. Like, I wasn't even thinking about the NBA in college. I was locked in. Like, just being present and enjoying the moment.
That's good. Like, how did conversations look like, you know, just getting ready for the draft, I guess? Or like, you know, thinking if I should go to the draft, stay in college?
I mean, it wasn't that hard. I think I called my mom, you know, when I was getting ready to make the decision. And, you know, my mom, she didn't understand back then, like, you know, the basketball stuff. She was just supporting because I was playing it, but she didn't understand, like, hey, go to the NBA or be a one-and-done college player, all that kind of stuff. So when I told her, like, Mom, I think I'm just go ahead and go to the NBA. She like, well, you know, you got to do what you got to do. You know, pray about it, follow your heart, and if that's what you want to do, do it. And, you know, that's how I went.
Hey, that's good, man. You know, tell us how pre-draft was like, you know, NBA Combine, team workouts.
Yeah, so leading up to it, doing all the cardio stuff was hard because you got to work out, make sure you're in shape. You know, that was challenging and annoying at the same time. But going into the pre-draft workouts, all of my workouts was with DeMarcus Cousins.
Oh.
All of them, yeah, all of them. I went to, who had the number 1 pick? I didn't go to Washington because we knew that was drafting John Wall.
Right.
We went to Philly. They had the 2nd pick. New Jersey had the 3rd pick. Minnesota had the 4th pick, and Sacramento had the 5th pick. So each workout, me and him went. And it wasn't like a beef or nothing. It was just like, hey, man, see you at the next workout. You know what I'm saying? But we still trying to compete for a job. And
Right.
He kind of tricked me too, because we went to all these workouts, but he said he wasn't going to Minnesota. I was going. But he said he wasn't going. So I was in Minnesota by myself, and they put me through a crazy workout.
Sheesh.
Yeah, so but yeah, I mean it went good. The draft workouts went good.
So after, pre-draft, what was draft night like? Like, was it
A surreal
emotional
moment.
or like,
It was a surreal moment. I remember right before draft day, I was just sitting in my room like, damn, like, things about to change tomorrow. If I did what I was supposed to do in the draft workouts, things gonna go good. And I think during the draft day, it was kind of hectic because you had to do so much stuff. You had to do interviews, obviously get dressed, you know what I'm saying, be with your family and stuff. And, you're still nervous, you're anxious, and you just kind of like just ready to get the whole thing over with, one of them type feelings.
Don't like a green room or something in the draft? Did you sit in there?
I did.
That was
in
a
New York. Again, it was like a surreal experience because it's something that you watch, every year when you're a kid or whenever you watch the NBA draft and you see these guys sitting in that room and sitting in the chair waiting to hear their name called, and you finally get your name called, and but it was a surreal experience.
Could you just tell us, how did you become an Adidas athlete, an Adidas guy, just overall?
It just came to me really. When I started playing for the Celtics, there was an Adidas program already, so. And before that, man, I didn't have shoes. You know what I'm saying? Like, I didn't have no shoes. I think the best pair of shoes I had was some old Air Force Ones. Not the low tops. This back then when guys still wearing the high tops with the strap.
Yeah, I know
with the straps on them?
Yeah,
Oh
the
my
black
God.
ones. Like, the black one was cool to me back then. Like, the white one was cool, but the black was in style too. So I wore those until they turned green.
They turned green.
Yeah, and the strap was like dead. That motherfucker was like hanging to the side. So, them the kind of shoes I had, and that was it. My mom didn't have money to be buying shoes and stuff. So when I got with the Celtics, then, they looked out for me, and I just became loyal to Adidas and to the Celtics, and that's how the Adidas thing started for me.
And then eventually, like, an Adidas rep came up to you.
Yeah, I mean after college and stuff, but it's how I go.
Yeah, loyalty's key.
What was the biggest difference playing in the league than in college and high school?
Oh man, the physicality. One, the physicality. Two, you're a grown man now. You're not playing against you can't really act as a high schooler or a college athlete now. Even though when I got drafted, I was 19. I was 18 turning 19, so I was still a kid. And back then with the NBA, it was an older league compared to today where everybody's like 19, 20, 21. Back then, when I got drafted to my team, I was 19. I think the next oldest guy on the team was like 23. And it went up from that. The oldest guy was like 37.
Yo.
And that was like on every team.
Uh-huh.
Like I remember sitting in, I went to Chapel before a game. We were playing Chicago Bulls with Derrick Rose them, and I was sitting next to a guy named Kurt Thomas. I don't know if y'all know him. He's an older NBA player. And man, he was talking. He was like 35, 36, 37, 38, maybe 40 at the time.
Oh, man.
And he asked me how old I was. I'm like, yeah, I'm 19. And I think he said he either had a son or a daughter that was 17.
Yo.
So, I'm playing against somebody that can be my dad. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. So when you got into the league, like, what was your first like real purchase, like a car or like just a chain or something?
No, my first real purchase was I bought my mom a house. You know what I'm saying? Because, I mean, I'm from Cleveland Avenue, bro. Like, we ain't have nothing. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We lived in a house, and it was, it is what it is. It wasn't the best. So when I got to the league and I signed that contract, I asked them for an advance. Because you don't get paid until, like, the first of next month or something like that. But I asked them for an advance. And they gave me an advance, and I told my mom, like, yo, we're finna go find a house. And she found a house, got her a house, then I got her a car. And then that was it.
Like, what was the feeling? I know it just, like, it feels great to, be able to feel like you made it,
Yeah, I mean, that was a great feeling because, I mean, outside of that, I was giving my grandmother money. And that felt good just to, she always go to church and do this and do that. So I was giving her money to help her pay her bills, and not a lot of money, but, but that was just a great feeling. It was something that I needed to do. Like, I didn't care about nothing else. I was like, yo, I need to take care of this first. And then after that, then, whatever happens, happens.
So like, you know, you played for the New Jersey Nets for a little bit, you know, and then you eventually got traded. You know, could just tell us how, you know, getting traded feels like.
Man, my heart like went in my stomach. I ain't gonna lie, bro. Because like I'm such a loyal guy. Like,
Right.
you know, I played for one AAU team. I played for one high school. You know, I stayed in the same community. Went to Georgia Tech. You know what I'm saying? So I'm a loyal person.
Right.
You know, so when I went to Jersey, I'm expecting like I'm gonna be here. I'm not thinking about the business part of it, but you know, once I got traded, I didn't know I was gonna get traded because I was for real. I was supposed to get traded for Carmelo when he was in Denver. Carmelo Anthony when he was in Denver, but he ended up going to the Knicks. So when the Utah thing happened, I found out about it. You know, I went to practice. The assistant GM came and told me, like, I was getting ready to walk out on the court, get ready for practice. He said, yo, I need you to, you know, I need you to just go home. I'm like, for what? He was like, man, you know, you just being involved with a trade. And I'm like, damn, Carmelo just went to the Knicks. Y'all still for the trade me? I was like, to where? He was like, didn't tell me. So I was like, all right. So, you know, I went up, dapped everybody up, went to the crib in Jersey, man. Then, you know, I was laying down. Then I just turned on ESPN. Then it had a little dun-dun-dun, little breaking news. That's how I found out I got traded. I was like, oh, man. Yeah, it was tough. Because I was 19. I didn't, you know.
Oh, yeah, you were.
I'm still 19. And I'm out there, like, my mom them ain't out there with me. So I'm like, damn.
So when you got to Utah, you know, y'all eventually made it to, like, the playoffs, and y'all had some success there. How was it like playing in the playoffs, and what was the atmosphere?
Man, first, how about playing in Utah? You know what I'm saying?
What was that
like? That
like?
was a big culture shock, man. Coming from Atlanta, then going up to New York, and then going to Utah. Big culture shock, man. It took me like 2 years to get adjusted. But, I mean, overall, Utah a cool spot. But playing in the playoffs, that was a crazy experience. Because, you know, the fans are different. The energy is different. The intensity is different. The attention to detail is different. Like, you got to really pay attention and scout every player, every play, everything, because they know everything you doing. Because you play against them so many times during the regular season, so everything matters.
You know, you played like some of your best years in Utah, though, to be honest. Did you ever just have a flip that you just switch? You know, you was like, man, I'm in the league now, I got to turn it up.
No, you develop that switch as soon as you get there because you have no choice. Either you're going to develop it or they're going to replace you.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So you got to find a way to develop some type of switch. And sometimes it might not work for who you are. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to adjust, you know. So I developed that switch like as soon as I got to the league. After I got traded, that's when I developed it because I'm like, I got to survive.
Yeah. Surviving advance. You know?
Yeah.
So after that, you left Utah and you went to New Orleans, and then you made your way back to Utah. And then, you know, the whole bubble thing happened in 2020. What was it like playing in the bubble?
Playing in the bubble, it's just like AAU all over again. Y'all play AAU?
Yeah.
Y'all play, yeah. So it's just like being in a hotel with all the other teams walking around, all the other team players and stuff, and you just in the hotel the whole time. Then you get on the bus and you go to the gym for the game. Get it done with the game. You don't take a shower in there because there's no showers. You just get back on the bus, go back to the hotel, and that's how you take a shower. And they got like lunch and dinner and stuff for you downstairs or whatever. So it wasn't as bad as other guys make it out to be, but it was a change. It was, you know, you had to adjust to it.
You know, after you played in the NBA for a while, and then, you know, you went to the G League for a second, you know, just tell us how it was like, you know, to switch from higher level to like a little bit of lower level.
It was tough. Because the NBA spoils you. You know, you go down to the G League, that's kind of a humbling experience for somebody that was in my position. But I did it, you know, obviously because I still love to play. I wanted to play, and also to, you know, just gain that experience of what a G League guy goes through. You know, how hard it is to actually make it to the NBA. Because in the G League, man, there's a lot of guys down there that can play. They really good, but for whatever reason, whether it's, you know, the size, they height or position they play or whatever deficiencies they might have, that's probably what's holding them back from making it to the NBA or even politics. So it was a dog fight down there every day, even in practices. And it's a grind. But, you know, I'm glad I went through that experience.
Yeah, that's good, you know.
Yeah.
Hey, you finished up your career in 2024, how did you make your decision to just walk away from the game?
Man, I knew it was over. I read the room, man. I knew it was over, man. I'm saying like, hey, I want to get back in the NBA. I'm gonna go the G League route. I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna do that. But once I started looking at it, looking at the game, just seeing how things go, it was just time. I wasn't gonna stress myself about it. I had 13, 14 years, did what I was supposed to do, made enough money. Now I can just sit back and, do what I want to do now and take care of my family and have fun with my family and, do things like this now. And just be at peace with it.
All right.
Okay. So now that we finished with the whole NBA part of the segment, we're here with the quick hitters part. So, like, what was your pregame playlist like before in high school, college? Because music changed, right?
Man, music changed probably 4 or 5 times since high school to the NBA for me, yeah.
So, like, what was your playlist like?
In high school, it was mostly Atlanta music for me. Young Jeezy, Gucci Mane, T.I., Lil Wayne. Cause they was hot back then in those years. Like, they was like those guys. Yeah, those guys. In college, it was kind of the same. I started listening to a little bit more like East Coast music, old school music a little bit, some West Coast. And then when I got to the league, it was kind of still the same as high school, but then music started changing a little bit. So when I got to Utah the first time, the earlier years, I started listening to more West Coast. Like, y'all probably don't know who these guys are, but I started listening to like Don Kennedy, Nipsey Hussle. Who else on the West Coast? Some guys down in Texas, Trader True. I was just on the West Coast, so I was just listening to that music.
All right.
And then the later years, that's when, the Future comes in, the Thug comes in, the Gunna, Lil Baby, all those come in after that.
Yeah, I like Lil Baby.
Yeah, I know. That's y'all generation.
As a rookie, did you ever have to do a rookie dinner, or did you get rookie, did they have a rookie prank that they did on you?
Yeah, I did. I had to think about it. So when I was in New Jersey, we went out for a team dinner at this nice steakhouse.
Right.
And like I said, it was like some older guys. So they was flirting with some women from like maybe a couple of tables down, flirting with them. And they found out it was one of their birthdays.
Right.
So I was like, man, I don't know no better. So I'm like, oh, cool. So the team, one of the team members, they went up in front of the whole restaurant and said, hey, can I have everybody's attention? It's, so-and-so birthday, and we want to sing them happy birthday. So they told me and the 2 other rookies on the team, we had to get up in front of the whole restaurant. And it was a big, nice restaurant.
Yo.
And sing happy birthday to these women that was on.
I can't do that.
You know how they say El Aura, like now, like the aura thing going on?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's El Aura right there.
It was fun, though.
It was fun.
You got to have fun with it. If you don't, man, you're going to be out there miserable. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
I had to do that. I remember my rookie year, we had to help get the bags off the bus. And remember when I said about, it's being cold outside, I remember in Jersey, one of my duties was to go outside and crank up everybody's car. I was 19.
Everybody go?
Everybody's car.
Yo.
They had nice-ass cars out there. So they'll just throw me their keys, man. And I went outside one time, and I'm from Atlanta. It never snows down here. Man, it was one time in Jersey, it was snowing so bad, and I had to crank up everybody's car. And they didn't have the push start, like, on the key. You had to literally go to their car, unlock it, crank them motherfucker up.
Yo.
So I'm doing that. And then when I got to Utah, my first road trip in Utah, man, we was in Minnesota. It was below fucking freezing.
Yo.
And they told us to, me and Gordon Hayward was a rookie, and Jeremy Evans, we had to go and find donuts and coffee. It wasn't no Uber Eats. It wasn't no Ubers.
And you said it was below freezing.
Bro, it was freezing.
So that means like all the stores was probably like closed, right?
No, it was open. It's Minnesota. They used to this.
Oh, they.
Y'all
Okay.
were walking or had to take like a bus?
Man, we had to take a cab, a taxi. We had to
Yo.
find a taxi from the hotel and drive around because Dunkin' Donuts and whatever wasn't around in Minnesota with that time. So we had to go to a mom and pop donut shop.
Yo.
Get the donuts, get the coffee, come back to the hotel, put it in front of everybody's room. And they all on different floors, while also delivering their practice uniform
Oh,
early in the morning. This is like, if the bus was at 10, that means guys was going to get up like around 9. That we had to get and do all this. So we got up around 7:30, 8 o'clock in the morning. It was freezing cold.
Man, near the end of your career, you were a vet, though. Did y'all make any rookies do this type of stuff?
Oh, not to that extent. Because, times change. So it wasn't that crazy, but not like that. Not like that.
Was there any celebrity that had you starstruck? Like, when you saw them, you was like,
my rookie year, when I was in Jersey, that was the time that Jay-Z owned, like, a percentage of the team. And I remember we played the Miami Heat in New Jersey, and that's when LeBron went to the Heat. Jay-Z and Beyonce mainly. I think Jay-Z was cool, but Beyonce, she was sitting, like, right there. And I was like, oh, shit. And then that was around the same time. That time, Kim Kardashian was sitting, not sitting, but she was dating one of my teammates.
Yo.
And so she was at almost all the games and in like the little family room just walking around, and I'm just walking around like, hey, it's Kim Kardashian. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Before she, blew up, like, you know what I mean? Like she was already big, but before she like
that was still
yeah, you know what I'm saying?
So did you have like a celebrity crush?
I ain't not on them. They were just, you know what I mean? Coming from where I come from, I'm like, damn, that Beyonce, Kim Kardashian. Seeing Mary J. Blige and Rihanna, and
I get it.
I'm like, damn.
Just starstruck.
Yeah, like, damn.
So, like, are there like any hobbies that you're passionate about, outside of basketball, nowadays or during your career?
Not yet. That's the part I'm still looking for because, to make it to the NBA, you really have to sacrifice your whole life, and this thing has to become your life. And you have to love it, and I loved it. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't really have no other hobbies or anything else. I was just strictly on this,
right. I overheard you're a golfer.
Sometimes I'm learning. I'm not that good. Yeah, golf is frustrating, man. I be trying. I play, but it's a frustrating sport, man.
So while you played basketball, what's some things you missed out on that you really wanted to do, but you just couldn't do it because you had to go?
When I was in high school?
High school, college.
Yeah, think about it, bro. When you're in high school, man, what you don't want to miss out on? I don't want to say that crazy, but you know what I'm talking about?
Yeah,
you got to miss out on that. Real talk, you got to miss out on that.
I understand what you're saying.
I had multiple times where I had to be like, I got to go do this. You know what I'm saying? I didn't go to prom.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? I was
both times?
Both times. 11th or 12th grade, I didn't go. I had a basketball tournament in Kansas. I think I had like a camp. Was it a camp or was it? It might have been like McDonald's game or something my senior year. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't go to prom. I didn't go to any other little high school parties and then, the other little stuff I'm talking about. I didn't, for real, I didn't hang out with, friends like that because I had to go. You know what I'm saying? I had to sacrifice my summers, my time after school, all that stuff, bro. You had to pretty much sacrifice everything.
So, who are you a fan of that was in the NBA before you got there and then you got to meet and you got into the league?
I was a fan of everybody. Obviously Kobe, Kevin Garnett. You're a fan of everybody, really. But then when you get to the league, that was like a welcome to the league moment for me, too, when I got to the league. And one of my first games in Jersey, I looked down the court and we were playing the Boston Celtics. And you saw KG, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, Rondo, that whole team that just won the championship.
They playing against y'all?
Yeah. We getting ready to play against the Boston Celtics. I'm in Jersey.
I probably would have just...
Yeah, this is like one of the first couple of games of my career, like 5 games.
You 19 years old.
I'm 19.
Playing against the defending state championship.
The defending champions, yeah. And then I think maybe 1 or 2 games later, we playing the Heat with LeBron, Dwayne Wade, them. And it's like, this is crazy. You know what I'm saying? So,
yeah.
You're a fan of everybody, really.
Yeah. So, what was your biggest game in the NBA? You had any 30 balls?
Yeah, I had my career, I was 35. I was a big, though, too. So, and obviously the game started changing, so I didn't get that many opportunities. But I had 35, my highest, and not to get on nothing crazy or sad, but my best game was also my saddest game. The reason I say that, this when I was in New Orleans, I had my first 2020 game. And I've been close plenty of times, but never got it. But it was my first for sure 2020 game. And ironically, that was the time that my mom passed away. She was at that game. She was literally at that game. She left to come back to Atlanta, and then she passed away.
Wow.
So that's why like my best game is like my saddest game also.
Well, hey, that's a wrap on today's episode, guys. You know, we want a huge thanks to Derrick Favors for coming and pulling up to our podcast. You know,
I appreciate it, but we can't end on no sad note though. We got
come on, just one more.
Another question.
what y'all want to throw?
I think we argue about all the time. Like,
Oh man,
throw out something.
what's your best moment with Coach J, man? That's
that's a good one.
Oh, that is a good one, man. We got so many moments, man. What is my best moment with Coach J, man? He's such a good dude, man. Bro, I remember like in AAU, man. Same way he probably do with y'all. You know, he'll come pick us up. We all be in the car. He had a worse car back then. We used to drive around in the car that didn't have no AC. Had to roll the windows down, barely crunk up sometimes, being in the gym. But, you know, just being in there with him and just hearing how he talk.
Yeah.
He got story for days, man. You know, just how he just, everything about him, man, just always been a joy to just be around. And he just always keep things just fun, man. I don't have no one particular story because they all just mash in together.
Yeah.
You know.
Hey, we got the Coach J Chronicles every time we in the car.
Yeah,
man. Got to, man. Got to get him up here.
Yeah, we gotta get
we need. Well, maybe we get both of y'all on the podcast at the same time.
Yeah, that'll be dope.
He'll probably say something that we couldn't get out of him, and you got to say it.
Yeah, because we'll start remembering stuff.
Right.
Yeah. I should do that, man.
You give your perspective, he give his perspective.
Yeah, I should do that, man.
We're going to do that one day.
Okay,
Hey,
good.
but, you know, guys, if you enjoyed this conversation, make sure, you know, subscribe, maybe leave a rating, and share with a friend who needs some extra motivation, you know. We're going to come back with some more podcasts, you know, and everybody stay blessed.
And on that note, do you have any motivation to give to the students? Because, you know, it's a lot of people that are ready to watch this. Like all of our coaches, the people around the school, some of the teachers.
People with
ready.
aspirations. You know?
Yeah, so, you know, one message out there for just those people.
That's a good question, too. The message that I have is just, you know, stay motivated, really. Write down a goal that you want to achieve and stick to it. And, you know, that's how you stay disciplined, dedicated, and locked into it. You know, don't fall into the traps and distractions. You know what I'm saying? Stay focused and stay motivated.
You heard it from the man himself. Hey.
That's all for today, right?
That's all for today.